ready.
All right.
The undercurrent will cease. Often move again.
Thank you, delegates and Sir Chair, for a groovy session of debate. Let me first address the questions that arose during debate. A lot of questions came up with the First Amendment and the fact that maybe this will not respect or harbor the state of religion. And believe me, I know what that was, and I knew that was going to come up. And believe me, by not taxing the church, but taxing every other business, and including nonprofit organizations, they actually have to prove that they're not actually doing service. I knew that we were respecting the church in absolutely some way. So, going on to other things, you know what? We can do all the paperwork in the world if it means that we can keep churches and religious organizations in check. I'm sorry, but if we can stop them from taking people's money and using it to their advantage and for profit, heck, do all the paperwork in the world. What I feel was not getting across the point that was that churches that are making it hard to get by week to week, you know, those churches can apply for nonprofit organization something like that. You know why? Because if they can prove that they're not making profit, they can do it. It's that simple. And another thing, I don't want churches don't want churches to be known from this proposal for all the things that they've done to people. A lot of the pro speakers said that they did this to me wrong and that's why I want them taxed. They did this to me wrong and that's why I want them taxed. No, I want to keep all churches in check. Good churches, bad churches, whatever. I just want to make sure that they are fair in the system. Going on to other questions, you know, someone said once again that this would be a lot of paperwork, and they're right. It will be a lot of paperwork, but it's just an adjustment that we have to make with this proposal. And just because it hasn't affected you in life, just because you've gone to 3 churches, as the previous speaker said, it doesn't mean that it's not happening to other people across the country. Going into... All right, let me just tell you a quick story of a man named Peter Popoff, who was one example of many who have profited off the name of religion. Starting in Northern California, he created his own ministry and started his miracle working in the 1980s. He was one of the guys that appeared in an infomercial and offered products like supposed Red Sea salt that was actually from the Red Sea. But once he was caught for fraud, actually it's just regular salt. He was also one of those guys that, you know, he would tell you how to make money based on praying to God or praying to whoever and saying that you will become rich no matter what. You know, he was one of those guys. And, well, in 1987, when he was exposed for fraud on The Tonight Show, his career seemed almost over. Before that, he was making a reported $4.3 million a month. You don't talk about wealth for himself as a preacher, preaching the word. I don't know what else you're going to think. After a break from his miracle working, he had made a resurgence in the 2000s, and Charity Navigator calculated that he was making in 2005 $550,000 for his income. His wife was receiving $200,000, his daughter was receiving $200,000, and his son was receiving $200,000. Calculate about $1.1 million for the exact whole family. I don't know about you, but that's a whole bunch of money for a preacher. I don't know, but... Going on, if this instance does not sound wrong, and if that's okay, the examples go on and on. I'd be wasting your time to go down this list and explain to you how these leaders in the churches across this country have taken advantage of the millions of followers to these several different religions. It is time to put people like Peter Popoff back in the poorhouse. I hope y'all like that alliteration. Y'all are giving really bad looks right now. So, but you know, as I said,
will not use the delegates as a prop.
I'm sorry, sir.
Please continue.
Going back to the fact that I'm very religious, I'm just going to end with a Bible verse. It is time to put people like, as I said before, all right, yes, Corinthians 2:17. And like so many, we do not peddle the word for profit. And the verse continues, we're not like those hucksters, and there are many of them, whose idea in getting out the gospel is to make a good living out of it. I thank you all delegates and you, Sir Chair, for debate. I hope you have a great rest of your week and God bless.
Proposal does not pass.